Good afternoon, friends and lovers and deathbirds. Glad to have you back for more Deathbird Tarot. So, it needs a message. We'll start with the book. Please read. Okay. Who is here? Needs a message for the short story Along the Scenic Route. Maybe you're traveling. Cars are important to you. It says, God, in the latest chrome-plated dual-carb 800 horse-powered incarnation, God's unspoken name is Vroom. Maybe you like cars. Maybe cars are a big thing to you. Road tripping. Maybe you like to drive. Maybe you prefer driving over other means of transportation. Maybe you work on cars. Build cars. Maybe you just collect cars. Maybe you race cars. Maybe you're just going somewhere. Maybe you just like anything on wheels, right? Ooh. Ace of Pentacles. It came from nowhere and it changed everything. I like that. And then with the wheel, right? Change. Came from nowhere and changed everything. Something new. A new opportunity. New thing. These people look apprehensive for sure. That's way more than apprehensive. Like, run for your life. And that almost looks like a tower over there. But this doesn't have to be bad. These could be good aliens here to save the day. And you're running because you don't know any better. Wheel of Fortune. Something, yeah. Cars, transportation, change. Maybe you gotta move. New job opportunity. Time to move. Time to switch jobs. Time to change careers. Time to make that move. Sick of where you live? All right, tell me more. 800 horsepower. Well, this is great, but what is it about? What needs to change? Who needs to go? A message is obviously go. It's an opportunity. Trip. Something's going to happen on this trip. What? King of Wands. Are you going to be a King of Wands? Are you going to meet a King of Wands? A King of Wands. He moves. He does. Sometimes he works too hard, though, and he gets burned out. You need to remember to remain balanced. You do have to go, but also you can't just go. You gotta stop for gas sometimes. You gotta check the air and the tires, stop for gas. Clean the bugs off the windshield. All right, stay balanced. King of Cups. That's where that balance comes in. He's traveling. Master of his own heart. The king sails above. He is content and wise. He's not using wheels. He's flying. There are many ways. Okay, you got a new opportunity. Change comes with it. You gotta go. Your balance for sure. King of Cups, King of Wands. Please, I did not ask a question. That's fantastic. Got an opportunity. You're going somewhere. Do some things. Stay balanced. Stay creative. There's more than one way to get there. So what's the advice? It seems like he's got together, right? What do you need to look out for? What do you need to be aware of? What do you need to be aware of? Nine of Wands, barriers between us. Four of Wands, celebration. Are you going home? You're trying to get home. Something could end up in the way. Something might block you. Or something might, because the Four of Wands came out on top. Celebration of homecoming. This is where you're going. To eyeball sombrero land, where the sombreros are UFOs. That's where you're going. That seems really cool. And you're the King of Wands there. King of your castle. King of your sombrero UFO castle. That's cool. There you are. King of Wands. But I feel like this is... Cover this up because they're close to nude. This is some icky bit of you that you've got behind bars here because you're afraid what people might see or think. The barriers between us. So there's something here. Oops, too close. To get in the way. But you're being told to go. God's unspoken name is Vroom. You're being told to go. Be aware of these barriers that are gonna show up around this. You might put up around this. This is what, you can have celebration, you can have what you want, you can have that happy ending. There's a partnership, there's kinship, there's recognition. There's a fucking party here. There's a fucking eyeball sombrero party in space. But deep down, there's something ugly you don't want people to interact with. Tell me more about the barrier. The Knight of Wands, Adventure of the Spirit. First to set foot upon a new world. You're in the right place. There's just this one possible thing here. There's something here that you you don't want to show, something, I guess, an insecurity, something you don't like about yourself, something like that. You just need to be aware of it as you press forward with change and movement. This new opportunity that's going to get you with a Four of Wands moment. All right, so we keep going this way. Where are we going, I guess? Where are we going? How about that? Where are we going? What is this all about? Something with a relationship of some kind? It does not have to be, but just maybe. What is the name of this story again? Along Scenic Route, wherever you're going. So you're going somewhere. You're moving about and around maybe more than you need to. What is this about? What is the end of the road? What's the end here? What's the goal? What's home? What's Four of Wands? Tell me more about where we're actually going. There's a hesitation to get there. We want to get there, but we're slow to get there. Where are we going? Three of Cups in reverse. Ooh, the three graces of Dimension Q, sisters, friends, and masters of revels. There's some kind of relationship and there's fragility in what the relationship is. There's a fear of polluting or ruining whatever the relationship is. This feels like I'm wanting someone to see something about you or not wanting something deeper or more, because then you're going to have to deal with this. This feels uncomfortable, getting too close to people. It could be anything. It could be romantic. It could be whatever, just getting too close to people in general, even just having friends. I feel like someone works a lot and is focused on that kind of stuff. And I think you need balance and you need to do things, you need to move, you need to expand some things. But that would entail some discomfort on your part. And so this balance that you need and any new opportunities that you see this here, you see relationships, friends, romantic, whatever, things that have nothing to do with success or career or your identity, what you do, what you have, what you can do. You see what you need is camaraderie, community, friends, family, people, relationships. And you want that. You'd like to see yourself be seen. Not actually until you doing this and maybe you flying, and maybe you don't really like to fly actually. That's why you're in this car. You're just doing vroom in the car, in your wheels. But you have an opportunity to fly. Take a fucking spaceship out into outer space, into the unknown, into the cosmos of amazing, the world of cups. It seems like there's something here with just relationships in general, connections that are avoided or overlooked or put on the back burner or seen as not worth the trouble or too difficult or too much work to deal with. You have to fly, and I don't like to fly. I would rather drive, is what I'm hearing. I would rather drive. Fine, then drive. Fine, then drive. King of Wands, drive. What was this again? Along the Scenic Route. I like to drive. Go drive. Take your fucking Scenic Route, but then what are you gonna do? You're just gonna drive around in the desert for forever? You fucking Roswell everyone? Whatever the hell that means. What are you gonna do? Just disappear into the desert? You're not gonna see this in the desert. Maybe you would, like for real, but in the desert you're driving around in, you're not gonna see this. You need to get in the spaceship. Or strap the fucking propellers to your back. Buck up, Buttercup, and strap propellers to your back. And got yourself duped into thinking that you're moving, you're going, you're the King of Wands and you're the Knight of Wands. But you're not really doing anything, you're just posing and you look defensive. It kind of looks like you're on the offense, but to me it looks like defense. It's like, that guy doesn't know what he's doing. First to set foot upon a new world, natural born leader. It kind of feels like that's not actually how it is. Telling yourself all that, but really this is what's happening. This is what's behind everything. And it's a lot of working. It's a lot of go in circles that don't actually go anywhere. And that's really fucking stupid. You could go here. All right, for the road. And for the road. Page of Wands. A new day dawns on the planet of the spirit. Was that in reverse? I think it came out in reverse. I'm going to take it like this though. All right, Page of Wands. A new day dawns on the planet of the spirit. I hope a new day dawns for you. You in your green outfit. All right, move forward with curiosity. Move forward with excitement. Move forward. Not in a circle, not like round and around and around in the scenic route all the time. I mean, the scenic route's cool sometimes. The scenic route's cool a lot of times. But isn't the scenic route sometimes even better if you have someone in the car with you to enjoy it? Right? I feel like you're alone in the car because you got some shit that you think is too weird for anyone to see. You think you're not going to be accepted. And so you're just going. Yeah, geez, we got all the wands here. Look at this. Who's on the bottom? The 5 of Wands was on the bottom. It was in reverse. Acceptance, moving on, finding peace. So what's that? You're just gonna, I don't know. I guess maybe then like what this is then is whatever this is, these connections, this upright phrase, whatever these connections are, this cups energy, you give up on it. You're like, nah, I can't do that. It's too much for me. You see the opportunity, you see the change that could be made or that you need to make or that could happen. But you say no. This is me and I'm gonna drive the scenic route, which, cool. You do you. And gosh, yeah, I don't know. Take the scenic route, but I still hope you somehow end up here.